2020 is truly a cursed year, and the internet is exhausting right now. We have gone from celebrity death to an unprecedented pandemic where we are constantly arguing with people just to wear a mask so people don't die and, to stay home and all that, to immediately into fighting racial injustice before the pandemic has even gotten close to any kind of resolve. And now we are calling out more and more sexual predators and racist creators and celebrities and things like that on the internet and in creative spaces, as they should be, since this is long overdue. And to what happened earlier today, or I guess technically yesterday, because it's 1 a.m., but finally, at least for now, to Jenna Marbles possibly leaving YouTube forever, which makes me big sad. This year has thrown a lot at us, and we are only halfway through it. So, yikes. I do want to properly start out this video by saying I am not one for cancel culture. I believe that people can grow and change, and we should not be defined by our past mistakes. All of us have done problematic things that we probably or definitely wouldn't want to follow us and define us for the rest of our lives or through our careers. However, that being said, repeated instances of racism, sexism, abuse, or what have you being swept under the rug, and allegations, or even video evidence spanning over years without being properly addressed, cannot be excused. And I refuse to let these things be ignored any longer. Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I remembered my intro, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is not one I thought I would ever be making, but here we are. 2020 is cursed. I used to be a big fan of Shane Dawson. I was drawn into his channel back in 2016 by his conspiracy videos, and oddly enough, him microwaving random shit. His videos were a comfort for me, and I supported him through his weird daily uploads to his transition to docuseries, even when I was concerned about their subject matter. Like Jake Paul, Tana Mojo, Trisha Paytas, even though I didn't watch that one, but, I never thought the day would come where I would be so enraged by Shane Dawson and his actions, and I honestly, never thought that there'd be a time that I would actually unsubscribe from him. There's a lot that I had no idea about since I wasn't a fan of his during his heyday of Shanae videos, and I never listened to the Shane and Friends podcast, but there is a lot with these things and some of his other old content that need to be discussed. I would like to touch on the James Charles Dramageddon comments, but that feels a little bit out of scope for this video, so I'll leave that topic by telling you that I have linked Creepshow art and TehMimi's videos in the description below. Go check them out. They are highly informative, and they say what I would like to say about it, so, win-win. So, numerous pictures of Shane wearing blackface have emerged recently. It is important to note that he has put out an apology video back in 2014 about this, and the videos that the pictures are from don't exist on his channel anymore as far as I could find, except other channels have re-uploaded some of them, so you can still find them if you want to. Now, while it is great that he gave this apology, though I, as a white woman, can't accept this apology because it's not my place to do so, his continued support for Jeffree Star, who very recently called for violence on a black woman, speaks volumes to me. I don't want to judge someone solely off of their friends, but personally, I believe that in a true friendship, like I would like to believe that Shane's and Jeffree's is, considering how Shane has called them brothers, you call out your people when they're doing something wrong. You can be loyal, but you need to hold your friends accountable, and as a friend, you are in the best position to hold someone accountable, as they are more likely to listen to you. So while he has acknowledged this almost 6 years ago, his actions don't show follow-through, which makes the apology empty and meaningless. Now, if you'd like to watch this apology video for yourself, it is linked down in the description, and I'd like to go more on this, but again, I am a white woman, so I don't fully feel it is my place. There are a lot of Black creators and people on Twitter who have been talking about this more. I encourage you to go and listen to their voices, because their voices should be elevated, especially on issues such as racism. So, aside from Shane's racist past and actions, more clips are surfacing showing Shane to be engaging in predatory behavior that is very loosely disguised as jokes. One clip I've been seeing circulating and have retweeted. My Twitter is in the description. I've been retweeting a lot of stuff about this and also other things that are going on in the world that need to be addressed, despite being so exhausted and losing so much sleep over all of this stuff. But it shows that, and any other clips that I talk about in here are on my Twitter, or easily found by just searching Shane Dawson on Twitter as well, if you don't want to go to my Twitter. But it shows Shane and his at-the-time girlfriend, Lisa Schwartz, giving the sex talk to a 12-year-old girl. Except I use sex talk very loosely, because it was really just the two of them vaguely simulating sex with a Peep plushie and telling her to say no to vaginal and oral sex, which is extremely alarming and just, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. What really made me sick to my stomach, though, about all this was them repeatedly asking this young girl, this child, if she was on her period. These two grown adults waited until her mother wasn't around to give her a creepy and sexually charged talk, and she was clearly visibly uncomfortable the entire time. Now, there are some videos circulating that have her completely blocked out so you can't see her. There are some that don't. I'm pretty sure the one I retweeted doesn't have her blocked out, but I'm debating deleting that from my Twitter, but either way. She's visibly uncomfortable, and it's gross. This is also coupled with a clip of Shane pretending to masturbate to a poster of a then 11-year-old Willow Smith. To some, this may all seem rather harmless, but this sets up the foundation for normalizing these kinds of deplorable sexual behaviors. It's what MAPs, minor attracted persons, or pedophiles, want. And for a larger creator like Shane Dawson to do these things under the guise of edgy humor is not in any way, shape, or form okay. And these aren't the only clips to be coming out, which is quite frankly disturbing. I don't know when these clips came out. I don't know if they were a part of videos on his channel. I'm guessing they were, but also I was not a fan of his at the time. But another clip that's floating around is of Shane and his own mother on Omegle asking a young girl to twerk for them. Like, it's creepy and it feels wrong and gross to watch, but it exists, and it disturbs me even more that his own mother was there. But overall, the most despicable, disgusting clip to surface is one from his podcast in 2016, not 10 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't want to go into too much detail on it as it is very disturbing. If you do seek out this clip or come across it on Twitter, please, if you watch it or listen to it, practice self-care. Don't go seeking it out if you feel it may trigger you. But in this clip from his podcast, Shane says he doesn't understand why pedophilia isn't just considered a normal fetish, like, a foot fetish, and describes looking up naked children online. He has said multiple times that it was just him trying to be edgy, but this is a thought process that aligns with that of MAPs, minor attracted persons, aka pedophiles. Just saying that it was edgy humor doesn't excuse it, and it should not be excused. The fact that we all just let him say this and excuse it away is upsetting and morally wrong. There's no way you can justify this, even if it was just a joke. Most jokes are based in reality. I'm not going to go out there and say that Shane Dawson is a pedophile, but I will say that him making these kinds of quote-unquote jokes normalizes this behavior to his very large, very impressionable audience. And that is not okay. Another thing that has surfaced from his podcast back in 2016 is, I don't want to just jump into it. I want to basically put a trigger warning on this too. I'm not going to go into great detail because it made me physically ill to hear him say these things. So I don't recommend watching it. If you do, practice self-care. But there was a time on his podcast, Shane and Friends, where he described in graphic detail how he would torture a woman that had called him out for his past, namely the racist stuff, that he described as a hater. Listening to that clip, like I said, made me physically ill, and the fact that someone could even think of those things, let alone wanting to do them to another person, is insane to me. Honestly, I'm not sure if he tried to excuse that as another edgy joke, but I can't recall any time that he has addressed this. Because I remember hearing him address the pedophilia comments before, but I don't remember him ever addressing this. And whether it's a joke or not, to even think these things raises red flags for me. It is absolutely horrendous, and that's all my stomach will allow me to say on it. Stan Francesca Ramsey. I'm disappointed in the world right now. So, before I leave you, here's what I want to end this on. I don't want to cancel Shane. I do believe that we shouldn't be completely defined by our friends or by our pasts, but until we see him acknowledge these things and shows his community and his platform that he has changed, shows his community that he has changed and is deserving of his platform, I think it is perfectly fair that we demand accountability. Being a fan of someone doesn't mean we should just blindly support everything they do or ignore their faults. It's okay to be critical of those we give a platform to. In fact, we really should be more critical of who we give a platform to. Times are changing and more people are being called out for their shit. Whether this will show any change or whether this will lead to more people being deplatformed, I stand on deplatforming predators. But I also want to give people space to grow and change. I sincerely hope that Shane and other creators can take these criticisms and complaints to heart so that they actually can grow and move beyond their pasts. I'd love to see it, but only time can tell where this will lead us. So, anyway, that's it. That's the video. I actually scripted this one, guys, so yay me. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say here. Well, not enjoyed. I don't think there's really any entertainment to be drawn from this video or really any of my videos, honestly. But I hope maybe you've learned something, you've been able to take away something. Again, check out the links in my description. Maybe check out my Twitter if you're so inclined at Satanic Panic, S8, ANIC, or my Instagram at emilydoe.art. Most of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so maybe subscribe if you are so inclined. And I think the last thing I want to say here, before I actually go, is that the last video I put out was a very personal story that I made on a whim because I was trying to process some stuff, deal with some flashbacks and some panic attacks, PTSD stuff, and I didn't think it would get a whole lot of attention, seeing as the first story that I put out from my own life experiences didn't get a whole lot of attention, which is fine. But the video talking about my experience being groomed and assaulted and abused over the course of 2 years is now my most viewed video. And a couple people have commented saying really nice and encouraging things. And I just want to say thank you for giving me a space to come and talk about things that have happened to me. And thank you for allowing me to come and talk about these difficult issues that I know a lot of bigger creators talk about, but a lot of bigger creators worry about getting demonetized and their livelihoods and stuff, and since I am so small, I am in a place where I don't have to worry about that because I don't have a whole lot to lose, at least right now. So just thank you for those who are here. Thank you for giving me this platform, and I am very thankful to everyone who has commented nice things, who has liked my videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful night, or day, or whatever.